Hello, 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 all my favorite people. How are you today? So, it's been a while. It's been a while since I have been around. Ah, I have been super busy. I have been super tired. As you can see, I have slept. I have slept. Thank you, God, I have slept. I'm on my lunch break today. Uh, I, I'm gonna have some really interesting stuff for Wednesday, but I wanted to jump on today because I had a very interesting experience over the weekend. Usually, weekends are kind of my downtime, my relaxed time, my do the things that I need to do time. And a dear friend of mine a couple weekends ago and I were out, and her and I have had the discussion. We're both Virgos. Our birthdays are the exact same, except we're a year apart. So we have a lot of commonalities in our personalities and things. And we've had several discussions about life in general, people in our lives, people we've come into contact in our lives, people we've cut out of our lives, healthy relationships, just life in general, life discussions. And I have touched a little bit before in one of my previous videos, and it's been a while back, about cutting family out of my life. And I had an encounter this weekend with a certain individual whom I have pretty much cut out of my life, and it is a blood relative. A very close blood relative, mind you. Very close DNA share. And that's as close as I'm going to get on specifying who it was. I happened to be out. Ran into this person. And the first comment from this person was, "Wow, do I know you?" And guys, this is where the strong part of my personality comes out, where I know where to pick my battles and where to let them go. Because in my mind, I'm going, well, I don't know. You have my phone number. It works both ways. Do you know me? Because when you pass me on the street, you don't wave. You don't call on holidays. You don't, I mean, do you know me? I mean, you should. You helped create me 41 years ago. I would think you would know who I was, but none of that came out of my mouth. Although, in my mind, it's circulating. And I was like, yeah, same. Not sure if you knew me either. But how snarky. And so I'm civil, I'm cordial, because I was raised by people who taught me to, one, respect my elders. Two, I thought about my grandparents and how much I love and adore and miss them, and never wanting to disappoint them or do anything to disgrace them or shame them. And in that moment, honor how they raised me. So I did. And I was a bigger person. Now, mind you, even maybe probably 3 years ago, I would have been affected adversely from this interaction. And when I say adversely, I mean 10 years ago, my anxiety would have been through the roof. I would have been having a panic attack afterwards. I would have been just devastated and distraught for hours, and emotional, and going through all those emotions of a young adolescent still trying to cope with the emotions of, why am I not good enough? Why don't you love me? What is it that I can ever do to change this situation? Now, mind you, as an adult, as a 41-year-old woman, I have come to a place of, sometimes you just kind of have to break loose from those things that are not good for you mentally and emotionally. And you just kind of have to move on with your life. And you have to come to an internal peace with it. And karmically, you have to come to an internal peace with it. I know all the things that I did to try to make that relationship work. So I can walk away from that relationship with a pretty clear conscience. And not really have any burdens to bear from it. But I do like the fact that at 41, the guilt trip game is still trying to be played. So I encourage all of you, if any of you all are in that situation, and this is for anyone, no matter if it's a family member, if it is a boyfriend, if it is a girlfriend, if it is a brother, a sister, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, no matter what kind of relationship it is, please step back out of it and evaluate what it's doing to you mentally, emotionally, and ask yourself if it's healthy for you. And if you can't come to the conclusion that it is, find a way to internally and peacefully break away from it. It sucks. It took me a long time. This is a process that I went through from the time I was 13 to just a few years ago. It was an evolution to where I am right now, and how mentally and emotionally healthy I am about it right now. And it was a long road and a long struggle. But it can be done. I am living proof that it can be done. And it is probably one of the hardest things you will ever do in your life, but it can successfully be done. And I did it without counseling. Hey! Some people can't. Some people can't. And I want to throw that out there. And that may be one of the reasons why it took me so long to do it. But I did it. Emotional and mental abuse are just as bad, if not worse, as physical. And sometimes the abuser doesn't even know they're an abuser. So, throw that out there too. And sometimes it takes a really strong punch in the gut sometimes for that realization. But I wanted to share that with all of you fellow people today. There's all kinds of survivors. And you can live healthy, productive, wonderful, amazing lives with no guilt and no regret. And I do it every day. And you can encounter that person and not have a panic attack and not feel shame and not feel sadness. And you can get to that point. You can. And it's an amazing, beautiful, beautiful thing and feeling. And I want to encourage anyone who is going through it right now, if you need to seek out and reach out for help to do that so that you can, do it. Or if you're struggling with it internally and you're thinking, God, I don't know if I can ever break away, you can. You can. You absolutely can. So that's one of the little things that I just kind of wanted to touch on today. My hubby told me he was so proud of me yesterday because, you know, he's watched the evolution. He's watched the degrading and the horrific treatment, and well, I mean, let's just call it what it is, the abuse. You know, he watched it, he witnessed it, and watched me go from that scared 13-year-old little girl who would curl up in a ball and not know how to handle it into this amazingly strong 41-year-old woman who can stand there and puff my chest out and bring my shoulders back and say, I'm not scared of you anymore. Which is, it's pretty empowering. So, you can do it. You can do it. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit. On to the next. Hopefully that'll inspire someone today or tomorrow or whenever you see this video. Hopefully it'll inspire you. So, planning for Wednesday, which is tomorrow. We're going to do a live. I have content this time because I'm not absolutely freaking exhausted this week. Yay. As I said, see, I've slept. I'm happy. I'm smiling. I've slept. It's been a great week so far. So I've got a few things. Really excited about sharing. So I'm going to shoot for between 7:15 and 7:30 tomorrow night. And we'll get that live started. With all these wonderful things we're going to talk about. So yeah, that's all I've got for today. Just kind of wanted to share that little tidbit of info from the weekend. Let you guys know that I'm still around, I'm still alive, and that I haven't gone anywhere just because I've been absent for several days. And then I've got good stuff coming for tomorrow night, and that we're gonna do it live tomorrow, Wednesday, the 24th. Between 7:15 and 7:30. I will narrow down that time frame though and post that up tomorrow. But that's kind of what I'm shooting for so far. So, have a great day. Be awesome. Be hella obnoxious. Be blessed. Don't wear your mask. I have not been wearing my mask, and people have not said a word to me. So yeah, don't wear it. You don't have to. Don't do it. Be obnoxious. Be loud. And I'll see all you badass mofos tomorrow. Have a great, great afternoon.